Hello, everyone. It's lovely seeing so many faces out here. My name is Preeta Tanunathan. I'm a senior studying aerospace engineering, and I'm the team lead for the Agile product design team. Wow, where do I start? From going to the state fair to conduct interviews to random boba runs, I can confidently say it's been a fun semester. We cannot start our meetings without Vivek's wins and losses, and without Edita's editing skills, our logos would probably be different sizes. If Jessica didn't work at the iHub, I don't think we would have a prototype right now. And lastly, but not the least, without Michael and Patrick's funny jokes, our meetings would be very quiet. I can say for a fact, I don't think we've had a quiet meeting so far. Every meeting has been really fun. I remember one day we were on the fifth floor of Devon having a crazy prototyping session, and we were so loud and obnoxious, and we got so many stares. But then I realized that's what APD is all about. My team continues to make me very proud. It's almost scary because I was gone for a week, and they seem to be way more productive than they were. So I was thinking, is my job on the line? I also want to thank Chandler, my fellow, for always being available and answering my questions. He's very famous for his, "What do you think you should do?" But hey, it's definitely worked. Nonetheless, I'm grateful for his support throughout my journey as team lead. I also want to take this opportunity to thank Dan Nigel, my team lead from last semester, for always sticking around and being a mentor in my college career. I also want to thank staff for giving us very valuable feedback all the time and allowing us to be 100% present in this project. Lastly, a very important person, our client, Brian Mader. He's so inspirational, and his drive for sustainability is so inspiring that me and my team feel very, very attached to this project. The team was very moved by his dedication towards sustainability and green infrastructure that we feel that this project is very personal to us. And I'm so excited for you guys to see what APD has come up with this semester.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our final presentation. We're the Agile Product Design Team. Have you ever wanted to purchase an environmentally sustainable product but found that it wasn't visually appealing? Well, this semester, we had the privilege to work with Brian Metter of Plant Seeds to design an aesthetically pleasing, scalable, and sustainably made rainwater harvesting barrel. Plant Seeds is a company that's dedicated to sustainability, as Preeta mentioned, and after a previous product launch, they're looking to venture into rain barrels, and that's where we as a team came in. After conducting interviews with over 40 potential customers, having interviews with engineers and polymer chemists, and also conducting hundreds of hours of research and going through 4 different prototypes, we were able to conclude that our product is expected to sell or projected to sell 120,000 units over 5 years and generate $3.9 million in revenue over the same time span.
So what is the issue with existing rainwater reclamation devices? They already exist, but people aren't buying them. One issue is the material. These are often made out of virgin plastics, and at the end of their lifespan, they're sent immediately to the landfill, which is absolutely terrible for our environment and aids in the addition of microplastics as well. The second issue is capacity. Barrels come in about 3 standard sizes, 50, 100, and 150 gallons. This means that consumers are unable to customize rainwater systems to their needs. Through primary research in the form of interviews, we found that when people can't have the capacity that they need, they would rather not have a rainwater system at all. The third issue is aesthetics. The bulky and industrial design of most barrels is off-putting to many consumers. Through an interview, we found that one person's neighbors commented so much on the appearance of their barrel that they actually decided to get rid of the system entirely. So what is Plant Seeds going to do about this? Plant Seeds has created a solution to this that meets the consumers at their needs. So the first issue, materials, we have decided to use recycled polypropylene because this can be itself recycled and will save on water and time in manufacturing and for the consumers. The second issue, capacity, we have decided to make our barrel scalable and it has a modular design so that consumers can pick and stack the barrels to customize their water to their needs. The third issue, aesthetics, we have decided to go for a nature-inspired design that adds a hint of play and blends in with every building's exterior. For this, we have chosen bamboo as our main inspiration.
So after 4 initial designs and over 50 hours of prototyping sessions, we have narrowed down to an ideal human-centered, minimalistic rain barrel that is easy to set up while providing an aesthetically appealing solution to rainwater harvesting. So our prototype takes into consideration the issues consumers have with existing products, and through 46 interviews and surveys, we have finalized the size, the shape, and the design characteristics of our ideal rain barrel. So in regards to the size, we have chosen a 20-gallon size of one unit that has the option of being customizable to fit the needs of every consumer. The way this is done is by stacking the rain barrels one on top of the other and aligning these standardized 3/4 of an inch diameter ports on the lid as well as the bottom of the top rain barrel and connecting them with materials that are easily found in your nearest home improvement store. Through our research, we have also found that aesthetics are a big concern for most sustainable homeowners, so we have decided to design a minimalistic bamboo shape inspired rain barrel that fits with the exterior of every home. When it comes to the design characteristics, which can also be seen on our 3D printed mini version of our prototype, when it comes to the lid, it comes with rubber seals that prevents leaking and also comes with a small hook for the ease of opening of the lid. This is very important for both the maintenance as well as the storing of the rain harvesting system. The way we are keeping the entire rain harvesting system stable is through vertical supports for the lid, which are found on the inside of the rain barrel to make sure that the lid sits very securely, as well as the indentation in the lid, which makes sure that the top rain barrel sits very sturdy without any movements. And finally, our rain barrel is easy to set up and doesn't take a long time, and it can be set up with very few materials that can be easily found in your nearest home improvement stores.
So after finalizing the design of our product, it's then important to ask how will it be manufactured and produced. We spoke with multiple engineers who all suggested that we should split up manufacturing into two pieces, because if we were to manufacture the whole thing all together, it would create too big of a mold that many manufacturers wouldn't have the capacity to use. So the top piece will be injection molded and the bottom piece will be blow molded. Some benefits of this are that there will be more manufacturers that will have the ability to injection mold the top piece, again because it's smaller. There doesn't need to be as large of a capacity of machines in order to feed it. Secondly, it'll be a cheaper overall mold cost. If we were to use one mold, it would be really expensive because a 20-gallon drum is a huge plastic piece that many manufacturers couldn't do. So if we had to find one that was that large, it would be very rare and a lot more expensive. However, some drawbacks of this will be finding a blow molder. If we're going to blow mold the bottom piece, it'll be harder to find because blow molding isn't as common of an option for manufacturing plastics, so it'll be more difficult to find one. However, we did locate a few in Tulsa and Oklahoma City, so it's possible to find one pretty locally. Secondly, due to COVID, a lot of overseas shipping has gotten delayed, so if we're ordering two molds which have to be shipped from overseas, there's more of a likelihood that one of them will get delayed. We spoke with one manufacturer who said they ordered a mold back in June and they still haven't received it. This was in mid-October. So again, having two of these molds rather than one will have a greater chance of at least one of them getting delayed. For our material, at first we were comparing traditional plastics to bioplastics because of the green aspect of that bioplastics offer. However, there are a lot of drawbacks to bioplastics because it's such a new industry. Many manufacturers won't use them. They're afraid of how they might affect their machines and they might make them break, or just the overall adjustments that would have to be taken place would be really expensive for the manufacturer to do. So then we spoke with a polymer chemist who suggested polypropylene because it's very strong and it keeps its material properties even after it's been recycled. Another great thing about polypropylene is it can be recycled many times over. So after someone is done with our product, they can recycle it again and it can go back into the manufacturing into a new material for plastics. So looking at some current market products that are on the line, there are a wide variety of different plastics, of different rain barrel plastics that are available, and they come in all different shapes and sizes. However, all of them have their own drawbacks. First, we have barrels that are designed with aesthetics in mind. The biggest drawback for the customer here a lot of times is how expensive they are. These are oftentimes the most expensive model, and they can't be scaled to the customer's needs a lot of times without being a detriment to their aesthetics. In addition, they aren't made from recycled materials like ours will be, which brings us to the next type of barrel, which is the recycled plastics barrel. So this one from the Conservation Foundation will actually be made from the same type of material as ours, recycled polypropylene. However, it can't be scaled or attached to the customer's needs, and it fails to bring into aesthetics into account. It's just the standard barrel design that we've seen so many times. Lastly, we have the attachable and scalable models. These, of course, aren't made from recycled plastics, and even if they are scaled up, it comes at the cost of a lot of manual labor to the customer. They have to manually drill in these holes. We spoke to some older potential customers and clients. They said they would have to hire someone else to come and drill in the holes to make it expandable to their needs. So the plant seeds barrel, while maintaining aesthetics and an eco-friendly material from recycled polypropylene, we also have made it so that it's easily scalable to the customer, all while keeping a lower price point.
There are about 2.1 million new homeowners in the U.S., and this will allow plant seeds to tap into a financial market of about $197 million US. For our target market, we will be considering new homeowners between 35 to 65 years of age, and this is because we found out that about 42% of our target market do have home gardens, and of the 82.8 million U.S. households, about 33 million of them do have home gardens. And the 2.6 annual growth rate in the new homeowners in the United States is the largest increase ever recorded between 2015 and 2020. So this shows that the new homeowner market is an ever-growing market, and with at least 53% of the new homeowners willing to spend at least $5,000 for a sustainable home, this gives our client financial certainty venturing into the new homeowner market.
So we've identified our target customer, how we deliver our product to them. It will start with our product being manufactured locally from recycled polypropylene, as mentioned, and then from after manufacturing, it will reach plant seeds at a packaging or packaging and warehouse facility, and then from there, it could reach the customer through two channels. The customer could purchase it online, or they could reach it through local home improvement store, and so. The benefits of selling the product at a local home improvement store would be that a larger sales volume can be achieved since more customers shop at, there's an existing customer base that shop at large name retailers. And then the drawbacks are that customers who don't live near a participating store are not able to purchase that. And in order to mitigate that, the product can also be sold online through the Plant Seeds website, and a smaller customer base will be reached, but it's more accessible for those who can't purchase it in store. And so some costs associated with the business model are going to be on the manufacturing and tooling side. We obtained a quote from a manufacturer who said our two molds would be approximately $68,000, and that manufacturing and transport will be approximately $12 a unit. And then whenever the product's being shipped to the customer through the Plant Seeds website, it's estimated that shipping will be about $15 a unit. And it's important to mention on the business model that the price for the customer will be the same, whether it's purchased in store or online. The smaller wholesale price is a result of the store eventually marking it up by about 20%. So the price will be about the same for the customer on both ends. So we've identified how our product will make money, exactly how much. The product's expected to generate over $3.9 million in revenue over 5 years and sell over 120,000 units. And some other important metrics associated with our financial model are that our client will have to sell about 3,000 units in order to break even on an initial investment, and that the return on investment window for that is about 1 to 1.5 years. And so some major assumptions associated with our financial model are that the first year will be dedicated to research and development, informing the supply chain and overall quality assurance as well. So the first year won't generate any unit sales. The second major assumption is that the fraction of in-store sales will increase over time, and that our clients able to obtain more store sponsorships and be able to market our product in a greater amount of stores. And so that's another major assumption. And then the third major assumption is that marketing costs will be approximately 5% of yearly revenue. And so in order to increase the amount of in-store sales or online sales every year, we're expected to spend about 5% of our yearly revenue with an online sales conversion rate of about 2%.
So for our next steps, we have identified 3 potential steps that our client is going to proceed with this product. The first step is going to be the research and development phase, and this is going to include our client contacting carrying out like low fidelity prototype testing for the product, and also carrying out more customer reviews and surveys. And the next thing is going to be the supply chain, and this is going to involve our client negotiating contracts with retailers and also contacting the big box and also home improvement stores. And the final step is going to be the sales and marketing. We have identified a few green marketing techniques that our client can use, and that's going to be the use of social media influencers, blog posts, and also the home improve and also the community organizations that our client can partner with.
So thank you for coming to our presentation. We would like to take this opportunity to thank our team lead, Preetha, for guiding us through this semester, our wonderful client, Brian Metter, who was a wonderful and amazing resource to our research period, as well as our wonderful staff for providing amazing feedback, as always. And now we would like to open the floor to any questions.
Yes.
So I'm interested to know how marketing of the product on the website or online would work. So how would that be pushed out to the end user?
So I'm sorry, are you asking about the advertising or the actual sales of it?
The advertising.
Okay, so the question was, how will marketing and the advertising of sales be facilitated through the website? So how we're going to do that is through Brian's current website, plantseeds.com. You can order his materials through there. You can also learn more about his website. Like Vivek mentioned earlier, we'll have social media influencers, and we'll use other methods of what's called applied green marketing to show factually and truthfully how our product, which is a green product, can benefit the environment as well as the end user.
Yes.
Hey, I think it was pretty cool you operated out a prototype. That's awesome. My question is, you've identified two methods of producing the top and the bottom. Have you identified one manufacturer to produce both? And if not, how do you guarantee quality? That way both the top and bottom can mate together.
Yeah, so the manufacturing side is pretty standardized, so we could use two separate ones. However, it might be cheaper or just easier for Brian, our client, to do quality assurance, especially since it's a startup company. So the difficulty there is finding the blow molder. Essentially, every plastics manufacturing group will have injection molding because it's the most common type of plastics manufacturing. So if we can find a blow molder, a lot of times they'll also have injection molding on site, which is why we wanted to make the fin so much smaller. It helps to guarantee that the injection molding facility or part of the facility will be large enough. The issue there was that if we injection molded the whole thing, it would have been really difficult. So the smaller we can make that injection molded piece, the better, and the more likely the chance that a blow molder will have the equipment to do the injection molded side too.
We have time for just one more question.
So great presentation. I just want to know, did you think about any other alternative markets for your product, and would you suggest that in future recommendations for your clients?
Yes, we did look at different markets. So we looked at the agriculture industry, whereby like we could market our product to clients, to farmers. But then what we found with that market is that most of their needs require large amounts of water, and we basically have to upscale our products. And for this, our initial market, that's going to be a very large cost for our clients. So that's why I decided to focus more on the homeowner markets and also people who do home gardening, because we can more like tailor our product towards their needs.
Thank you.